Welcome along to the Star Sports video blogs. It's Royal Ascot time and I'm joined by a stellar panel, joined from all over the world, some experts in all their fields. And the man that takes no introduction is the Punters Pal. The more you have on, the more you have back, Claude Duval. One lady that does take no introduction, the face of the betting nation, Channel 4's very own Tanya Stevenson. And I'm sad to say it, back by popular demand. After giving us a 33-1 nap at Cheltenham and a 20-1 second best, which came second to the 33-1 shot, it is the City AM editor, Bill Esdaile. The Queen Anne, the premier race over a mile, a Group 1, the Tuesday, the showpiece. Recent winners in years gone by include the Great Frankel, Camford Cliffs, Goldacova. And we've got a horse that could join this pantheon of greats this year in Animal Kingdom, a horse that won the Dubai World Cup earlier this year, a former Kentucky Derby winner, current 2-1 favourite and likely to go off a much shorter, I would have thought, Claude.
Yes, you would have thought with a classy race like this that over the years the favourites, I mean Frankel, we were all very clever picking him a year ago, weren't we, Luke? 10-1 on.
A winner's a winner, Claude.
Indeed, but over the last 20 years only 4 favourites have actually won this race. But I was lucky enough to be in Dubai when he won the World Cup, and the plan was always to come here, and how brave to a horse that already won the Kentucky Derby to then go to Dubai and then coming on here. It would be very good for racing. We haven't got a Frankel or a Black Caviar this year, so this is very much the showpiece race. It's unfortunate, really, in many ways, that it's the very first race of the entire meeting. But having seen him in Dubai, I know Tarr was a very impressive winner in the Lockinge, but I'm going to be very boring and say I think that the Jolly will win.
Yeah, I mean, Tanya and Bill, a lot has been said about the surface. It wants a synthetic surface. It's not run a lot over turf. Do you think that affects its price, Tanya?
No, I just think it gets shorter and shorter. 11 of the last 30 winners at the meeting last year were overseas challengers. So it's great that Ascot and Nick Smith get them all across. And Animal Kingdom, it's great to have him over here. I don't think the surface is going to bother him at all. I think he's blessed if Tarr doesn't turn up. Yeah. He's blessed because it won't matter what surface he's running on. He could run on hot coals and win this quite easily. So I think 2-1 even it is going to be very, very generous. Looking at the field, if Tarr doesn't turn up, even if he does turn up, Animal Kingdom's got that sort of presence. All overseas challengers do of his calibre. 5 million in prize money, Kentucky Derby winner, as you said.
You wouldn't mind a leg in that one, would you?
You wouldn't mind a leg in that.
Well, I think that's important. If it's 2-1 now, and we genuinely think Tarr will be an on-runner, get stuck into that 2-1 because it could go off 8-11, 4-5 on the day. Bill, I know you're a big Tarr fan. Will it run in the Queen Anne?
The vibe is that he probably goes Prince of Wales, but for me, I can't back. When you look at the way the race is priced up, it's priced up like this is run on American soil. Yeah, he's a hot favourite. The trip is short of what he wants. You know, mile's not his ideal trip. He's got lots of temperament issues. I mean, Claude was mentioning that he'd hurdled the winning line at Ascot when he worked there the other day. I would be worried about taking too short a price. The plan with Tarr is to supposedly run the Prince of Wales. If the rain comes next week that's supposed to come, they'll switch back to this race. And I think it's a lot closer than the betting would suggest. I'd still be a fan of Tarr if he turned up. For me, I wouldn't want to back him too short because he's had a big journey, it's not his right trip. There's one horse with a big price for me, Sovereign Debt. Massive price, 33-1. Ran really well, went second in the Lockinge. He's got good form at Ascot, seems improving. Not good enough to win this race, but definitely good enough to get a place.
Well, I think talking about Tarr, though, it was so impressive winning the Lockinge, but its run last year behind So You Think was desperately unlucky. Desperately unlucky. And I think there are doubts about the favourite. Like you said, they've done a lot of travelling this year. None of us like to do that to work in the morning, let alone all around the world to all these race courses. So I think for me, the favourite would be a lay at 2-1, and I like Tarr should it run there. Further down, we've got Declaration of War, who, as we know, was back like it already won in the Lockinge, smashed off the boards. I don't know what to make of that. There's obviously confidence behind it. Did it not turn up on the day, or is it not as good as they thought?
Well, I know prior to the race they thought, you know, all the lads, as Aidan O'Brien likes to call them all, the lads, they I'm sure they backed the horse. They didn't envisage he could possibly be beaten. But, you know, we've had a few talking horses from Ballydoyle over the years, and it might just turn out that he's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, at 12-1, he could be a big price if he turns up and runs the race he should have run in the Lockinge. Yeah. Or do you think he's not got that race in him?
I mean, for me, if he turns up, there was a problem at Newbury, as in they found the problem and they're trying to get it a mile. Immediately after the race, lots of people say that the trip was too short, needs a mile and a quarter. I mean, the one conundrum here is that Ballydoyle have a real wild card in this race. There's not even in the betting, which is Camelot, because there's every chance if they want to step Declaration of War back to a mile and 2, they'll go Prince of Wales with Declaration of War, and no one knows whether they're going to go. Everyone's presuming Most Improved comes here, but they could easily switch Camelot back to a mile. It's just the kind of thing that they would do if, let's say, the rain came or whatever it may be. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't want to necessarily risk my money on Declaration of War again because he looked like a mile was too short for him. I would be far more interested at Camelot at a big price back over a mile.
Yeah, Declaration of War straight mile was exposed at Newbury. There was a few that didn't run their races there. Cityscape, who drifted, you couldn't give away. You could have given Cityscape at 5-1 plus, you get a tenner back, and no one wanted to back him.
And he's going to need soft ground, and he's not going to get it at ASCOT anyway, is he?
Deplorable. Trumpet Major run deplorable. Librano run deplorable. Yet Reply and Penitent, who ran in the Lockinge, have since come out. Reply won, recently, and Penitent run a screamer at Epsom. So what was going on at Newbury, I wouldn't be keen to back Declaration of War. The last 9 winners of this race have all won a Group 1. Declaration of War has yet to do that. So it shows you have to be classy to win this. An outsider, you've gone for an outsider. I like Geoffra. If Geoffra turns up here, that'll be intriguing. Now, she's won a Falmouth. She gave plenty of weight to Elusive Cape. She had to, because Elusive Cape was a 3-year-old. And Geoffra has run over a whole spectrum of trips, yet shown that perhaps she wants a straight mile rather than running round bends over a little bit further and running the French tactics. She might be like the relentless mile sprint as it is. It's going to be, there's no
Well, I've got to agree, that was good. You beat me to the punch, but Geoffra was going to be my each way selection at 16-1. Ran a cracker in the Dubai Duty Free coming 3rd. Alan Roy Dupree's got a decent record. I'm going to go with that as my each way selection. Geoffra at 16s. Claude, have had to press you for a selection?
Very boring. I think Animal Kingdom will start the meeting off for all the big favourite backers successfully.
And let's hope it gets beat, Claude.
Oh, don't be wicked.
Tanya, come on, let's have a selection.
I'm with Claude on the win. I think Animal Kingdom looks a class apart because I feel that Far's not going to turn up, but Geoffra each way. The French always put in a big each way run, or put in a big run. They had Goldacova in this in previous years. And Geoffra, once again, Goldacova a mare, Geoffra's a mare, so each way Geoffra.
Bill.
Sovereign Debt each way, 33-1. Nick 3rd place.
Well, there you have it. That's the Queen Anne done. Surely we've got a winner between us, but with whatever you back, we've got all the top prices for you at Star Sports. Visit that website, www.starsportsbet.co.uk.